I'd like us as a group to define mentorship for us. And so I'm going to unshare my screen for a minute because we're going to write a collaborative definition, and you're going to shout out some ideas, and I'm going to type it into the slide deck, and then we're going to see it together. So a mentor is acting as an advisor. Sorry for the typo. I'll fix that offline. And then provides advice and guidance. A mentor is a sounding board, an active listener. Mentorship is a relationship where people get to share experiences and advice. And mentorship provides a gateway for new opportunities and guidance. And mentors serve as role models. What the research that I've done and others have around mentorship. And it really focuses on a developmental relationship. And remember, someone talked about relationship in our definition, in which a more experienced or more knowledgeable person helps to guide a less experienced or less knowledgeable person. So that speaks to the different kind of mentorship relationships, from students to K-12 students to university students. And actually, I've had grad students provide mentorship to teachers, because teachers are pedagogical experts, but they often don't know the most current content in engineering and computer science, and they can get that from undergraduate and grad students. So there can be some cross-group mentorship as well. Here's something that's really critical to mentorship, and that is, it's not a supervisory role. It's more about a power-free relationship among those with mixed expertise. And what that means is, you're not evaluating someone when you're their mentor. You're providing advice, guidance, and assistance, but you're not evaluating whether they're doing well and things like that. And you're kind of like what we would call a near peer mentor. You're not a peer. In other words, mentorship and friendship are not synonymous. And it's interesting. This is the first time I've done a talk anything like this when no one mentioned the word friendship in our collaborative definition. And you can't believe how thrilled I am about that, because mentorship is not friendship, okay? It's very different. Friendship is important, and so is mentorship, but they're not synonymous. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. But this whole notion of guidance, in other words, you can, by example, show them what it's like to be a university undergraduate or graduate student in the classroom. You can also provide anticipatory guidance on science content or coding content, etc., or math content for their teacher. Because if they're an elementary school teacher, for example, it's not that they don't know their content for K-12, but they didn't major in computer science usually, or biology or something like that. So they're kind of generalists when it comes to content, and our own students are experts compared to them with content, especially if you're upper division or even as a beginning undergrad, because you're learning about engineering even your first semester in college. There are basically three main roles that mentors play. One is a consultant, like a more expert peer kind of thing. The other one is a listener or a counselor. And I don't mean a formal counselor like a psychologist, but one that can kind of guide them and help them. And the third role you play is a mentor. So the expertise comes from the consultant, the guidance and advice comes from the counselor. And the third one is the cheerleader. And you're not literally a cheerleader, but you cheer them on and you encourage them to do better in life. So those are important roles that mentors play. Questions so far? So here's some helpful hints that are really important for you in your mentorship relationship. And one is to share your mentor-mentee expectations from the start with those who you mentor. You have to say, here's what I expect from you, and here's what I'll be doing, and be really clear on what you'll be doing. And that way you can be supportive and establish boundaries so they understand the goal of the mentorship. That's really, really, really critical. So that needs to happen right from the start. Be supportive, but establish some clear boundaries from the start. And I always have a back pocket list of additional resources. So if you know you're going to talk about college down the road, give them some e-resources, things like that. Start with what the purpose of your mentorship role is, and I call it a telling objective. So you would say, to know what their expects. For example, today we're going to be learning about whatever you're tutoring them in math, for example. If you're doing coding, today we're going to be learning about that. And even in a mentorship role, they need to know, what am I going to expect by the time they're done, okay? And that your presence and a position of expertise. If the mentee shares anything that's of a personal nature, like they're in danger or they've been harmed or they don't have any food or they have something that's really beyond your tutoring or your support roles, you need to go to your supervisor. In this case, I'm assuming it's actually Sarah or Darren or Ben or something, depending on the role you're in. Because why did you choose the VIP program? What got you excited about doing that?
I guess growing up and like going through school and stuff, there's been other people helping me out, kind of being like mentors like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to take on that position and do the same.
I decided to join Viterbi Impact Program because I have done a lot of like teaching little kids about robotics and stuff in the past, and I really like doing it, and I really like working with young kids and seeing them getting really excited about STEM. So that's why I decided to participate, because this was the only way I could do that virtually.